up, guys? This is episode 169 of Real Estate Podcast. I'm here with Griffin.
Here with Trav.
I'm here with Adam.
This week we watched Tenet. I'm gonna go back. Yeah. I'm gonna go back and watch it.
I mean,
Adam, did you say episode 169 or are we at 196?
We're at 196. My bad. I was in another place when I looked at the number. I was like, "Oh yeah." I flipped it, but
we were inverted.
I'm gonna go through. Was it the turnaround, roundabout? What they call that thing?
The turnstile.
The turnstile. I'm gonna go through the turnstile, and I'm gonna sit down and watch this movie in reverse. That way, I can see all the reverse scenes. You know.
Forward.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit behind me and watch me watch it in reverse.
With a gun up to your head, it's like, what the fuck? This is
just
weird.
Keep watching, motherfucker.
Yeah. So
yeah, we finally watched it.
Yes, and I watched this movie through like
your little COVID riddled mind.
Yeah, COVID brain. So that's what I told Adam after I'd finished watching the movie. I was like, all right, you know how hard to understand sometimes Christopher Nolan movies are already?
Yeah.
So you got, hard to understand times one for Chris Nolan. And then you got COVID times one. So it's double as hard to understand.
Mm-hmm. We call it crane.
Yeah. Dude, the whole time I was watching it, there was a point where I finally quit trying to like piece every little thing together.
Just ride it.
And just like I nodded and smiled.
Yeah.
The whole rest of the movie.
Happening.
Yeah. Oh, before you got on, Trav, I'm over here like, all right, I got to make sure that I understand what was happening in this movie, Adam. I had, you know what I'm saying?
I pulled a SWAT board out, cut my webcam on.
Yeah, it was one of those because on top of me fucking being just like COVID drunk, it's
drunk.
like, so shit's going forwards and backwards
at the same time.
Yeah. And motherfuckers are existing in multiple places at multiple different times.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, man. And I remember you saying that when you were watching it. So we've been warned, and the actors were like, we didn't know what the fuck was happening when we were making this movie. So I knew that, and when I was watching it, I locked it in.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, we gotta take in everything. I'm over here taking notes. I was like, red sleeves,
Yeah.
Can't breathe outside. This is like, what a cool way to do time travel.
We live in a twilight world.
That's what he said. What did he say? He was like, what is that, so-and-so? So in Christopher Nolan's world, you're in order to travel back in time, you got to do it in real time.
Yes.
And that's really cool.
Yes.
Instead of just walking through something and popping out at another date.
Yeah.
You have to like travel backwards.
Yeah.
You got to rewind the tape.
Which is like crazy
clever,
to think.
Like,
it is.
I never would have thought of that.
Well, it's crazy to think about because it's like, I mean, the whole idea of time travel is to save time, right? It's like a shortcut. But if you have to go through it real time, full time, real time, like
depending on how far you want to go back.
Yeah, that's like if you want to go back to like when you were 5 and you're 40.
Yeah.
That's 35 years of just like waiting around.
Mm-hmm.
Lonely with a fucking mask on.
Well, when they get into it in the movie, so the main character, what was his name? Was it Miles? What was his name?
The black guy?
Name. Yeah.
They called him protagonist, didn't they?
Okay. I didn't know if they ever said his name, but
I don't think they did.
Well, nobody got too close. You don't want to know too much about people. So we find out that he's the one that started the company. He's the guy that's been saving the world the whole time. So a future version of him had to go back pretty far, to do all that. you know, to even go back and do all these missions with Robert Pattinson's character, Neil. Trav, did you read it? I saw something online where, you know, they think that Neil is the little boy. Did you see that? I thought that was interesting. Well, like his name's Maximilian. They said if you flip like the end of it, you know, it comes out Neil. Like, and the scientist that he first meets when she's showing him the reverse bullets, they think that's the scientist that created the device in the future because she had been studying it all those years up until that point. So they think that she's the one that made the whole thing since she was the closest to it, you know. And that was one of those things they didn't let too many people have access to. But yeah,
which is crazy. Like if that's fucking if little Patty was the boy that the chick was dropping off, like what the fuck?
yeah,
I
her
want to know
son. Yeah,
what's his story. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like holy shit.
Well, and maybe that, you know, like he was right there with him trying to save the woman, which would have been his mother.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, but then here's another thing with that. Okay, I'll say, oh, okay. I was gonna say, wouldn't you know what he looks like? But he's in his 30s, so no, you know. So
Right.
he would have
Yeah.
had to travel back pretty far. I did see a chart with him, and there's like 7 of him floating around. I mean, he's hit the turnstile quite a few times.
There's a Pattinson SWAT
Yeah,
board.
he's all over the place.
I gotta see this thing. You know, is in one of these like forward backward versions of him on a fucking island somewhere with Willem Dafoe.
I'll try to.
Did
He
he
goes
spill his
back to keep
beans?
himself from spilling his beans.
Dude, he would have to go back so fucking far
I
to
mean,
go back that far. You know what I mean?
let me ask y'all this: so when you go back that way, since everything's going in reverse around you, so like you're not supposed to be there, so you're not gonna age like in reverse. You're gonna keep aging. You're gonna be you, right? Because you came from the other side. Then there's another version of you there that's going forward, of course. But when they were going back, I was like, well, if you go back 20 years, do you like as you go? But then here's the thing, like, and then you're like, no, because you went through the thing and everything's in reverse. There's another version of you there, but maybe it does work that way because they healed her by taking her through it, right?
Well, I thought the whole idea of it healing her by taking her through it was because she got shot with one of those bullets.
Yeah, and they said if you get hit with that, you're done. She had 3
Yeah.
hours left, so they took her back through the thing, which would reverse it, right?
I mean,
I don't know how that works. You saw the scar that it left when it hit her.
Yeah, I mean, it fucked her up.
Yeah.
So.
But they used that to heal her. Well, that and the dude needed to think that future her was dead because if he knows that there's another version of her, that could have been her on the boat. You know, he didn't know that was her. He thought future her was dead.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to do that. He needed to think that she was dead. But anyway, I mean, there's
a lot of
there's a lot to unpack.
A lot.
Trav, you said you had a theory.
Yeah, let's hear
it. It's a work in progress. Let me pull up my note here.
Oh.
Welcome back to New.
It's very brief, but just hear me out, okay? All right. And this is just Nolan shaping the setting of his like in universe. Now, granted, none of these movies reference each other. None of them have to. This is purely my opinion, and take it with a grain of salt.
All right.
Nolan universe. All right. We start with Memento. Memento introduces the overall narrative styles that will be seen in future movies. It's the loosest piece of the puzzle, but it shows you that, dude, that we have characters that are going on this short-term memory, and like his main character is piecing everything together, and we get this crazy reverse order film that's eerily reminiscent to the style of Tenet later on. Like Tenet's a more refined version.
Yeah.
Not so much as really in canon or whatever, but it's there. Like I said, it's the loosest piece, and here's the loosest connector that's more opinion than fact. So, assume that dude is on the infinite loop, constantly hunting down someone he caught a long time ago.
Yeah.
Someone's bound to pick him up and get caught.
Yeah.
There has, it has to exist that happens, and that this dude's going to be psychologically studied by scientists, which are what 90% of Nolan's films go on to be consisted of. Cut to Inception. Humans have figured out how to alter consciousness in dream states. This introduces the dream machines. What if those researchers that were researching Homeboy from Memento was researching other people, and they were already working on how the mind works? We take a small leap, and we're at another point in the story. They figured out how to get in your head and do Inception. All right. Now, instead of going in release order, I'm going in what would be a chronological order based off their technological advancement.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
We go from Inception. We have the people who created the dream machines. The whole thing were Cobbs, and keep in mind, these stories are all self-contained. They are not referencing, any of this. It's more the background that is interwoven as opposed to the narratives of each film. Instead of cutting to Interstellar from Inception, we cut to Tenet. Tenet introduces the turnstile, which is what would be the next great advancement from being able to get inside your dreams and stuff. That if that company kept pumping out technology and scientists kept figuring stuff out, logically in Nolan's world, the turnstile would be something of the next step.
Mm-hmm.
It allows time or entropy backwards, a leap from the dream, and it's a leap from the dream. It's technologically a leap from dream machines. Sorry. But now here's where we get more. This is where it kind of weaves a little tighter together. In Tenet, the future timelines implied that it has resources problems and that World War III breaks out. World War III is prevented, but nothing's ever brought about the resources issue. They said they had limited resources. Things were kind of going to shit. Now we jump to Interstellar. Takes place further in the future, with future humans advancing to have the capabilities to open wormholes, as well as achieving interdimensional manipulation via the Tesseract and Cooper's journey through the film. The resources problems are the driving factor. So overall, all of Nolan's films are working up to humanity getting a point where an apocalypse has happened, and we're seeing how society is advancing along the way.
Yeah, well, you see how society has advanced along the way, but like, what does that advancement mean whenever it's really not solving any of the core problems within our own society? Because who gives a fuck if you can go forward or backwards through time if you don't have food to eat?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares?
So obviously, and in Nolan's fictional universe, the turnstile would be something that obviously gets used. All this shit happens, but once we see each movie being the defining moment in each of these little eras, like a significant point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would make sense that eventually they're like, yeah, we had the turnstile, we used that shit, it wasn't worth the fuck, we got rid of it.
Right.
Because I don't know. I feel like it's a connection there.
Yeah. No, I'm seeing what you're saying, and I like it, and I like the idea because, like, think about it. People have more or less done the same thing with Tarantino's films, right? They've went through and they've made this like dirty flow chart of like how all of Tarantino's films link up together and what. Which I mean, there's a lot of obvious, connections in his films where this character and this character know this character, blah 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 blah. But but I like the idea of taking the Nolan universe itself and combining it, but using technology as the thread line through all of his. I mean, even Memento, like to a specific degree, because I mean, they weren't really messing with any type of technology or anything like that. It's just like,
but it establishes these really unique situations in his universe.
yes,
Like if one wanted to go even further, let's cut to the Prestige. That can be another evidence or another thing to show you that some of the theories and concepts that he's using in his films are absolutely figurative or not figurative, but literally in his universe. The whole concept of Tesla's work in the Prestige and everything. And I know some of his stuff is adapted. That's why it's more of his original works as an in-universe. But the way he vaguely has done his other stuff, you could lump them in as well.
Yeah.
Because you're also thinking about in Nolan's world, there happens to be a Gotham City and there happens to be a Batman, but none of the other heroes of the DC universe are present. Like, it's just a weird thing that's there.
Yeah.
This guy decided to be a crime fighter for X amount of years because of something that happened, and then he stopped.
Yeah. And then that was that.
Yeah.
Nah.
Because in the Nolan universe, the saga of Batman ends whenever he defeats Bane and saves the day, and
Yeah. Moves to Paris with Catwoman. Right?
Shitty.
Yeah.
Shitty. But no, I like it, dude. And if it's not out there, you should put it out there before somebody else does.
But it was just something that I kept getting pulled back to as I tried to chew on Tenet.
Yeah, and I kind of had some of those similar, but I couldn't really sit down and fucking do all that heavy thinking on that stuff. Not after watching the movie and in the current mind state that I'm in. But I felt that way while I was watching it, and after it went off, I'm like, there's more here, and it also contributes to more overall in his everything.
Yeah. But can we at least admit, because I enjoyed the film.
Oh, yeah.
I really did. And I think I know what we're all going to rate this movie.
Yes.
But I think with all that aside, with all of the stuff that's good, we also have to all agree that this is 2.5 hours of a mess of a movie. Like, it is so all over the place that once you vaguely can wrap your head around what this scene has told you, we're gonna cut to this. Here's more. Like, it's like he gives you so much information so that when we start to get the big little reveals at the end, the little not the time loops that are kind of happening throughout this shit.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening whenever you see that chick is the one, when she realizes, or when the audience realizes that she saw herself jumping off the boat.
Yeah.
When she, like all those little instances that can confirm that, the turnstile is creating paradoxes.
Yeah.
Every time they fucking use it.
Yeah.
Like, it gets to the point where, it also reveals that protagonist is getting his ass whooped by himself. Like, he's fighting himself in the turnstile.
I saw that coming
which was
when the
fucking
woman
cool.
said that he said he got attacked by someone, and she said it was the same person.
Which seems to me too that like it was Nolan's attempt at trying to stall the foreshadowing that most people who watch any kind of time movie, it only resolves so many different ways.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I think we've seen just about all of them. Like, and it's not that it's bad, it's just that the idea, the turnstile, and the way that he explains how we're supposed to perceive his time travel movie is what saves it from becoming just another, he was talking to himself the whole time. Yeah, and I liked that a lot. It was awesome. And I like the idea too, how when the woman was explaining to him when they're doing the bullet scene.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, that means stuff's predetermined, and what about free will? And she's like, that bullet wouldn't have moved if you hadn't put your hand there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have control over how you invert time, but I liked how I liked the approaches to it.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on in the movie, but it didn't really bother me. I just kept going.
I mean, it wasn't like it made me go, I don't like this movie, but it was kind of a moment where whenever you're kind of in and out between being like the fan watching and then the person that's like, I'm going to talk about this with some friends later.
Yeah.
And you're analyzing it, that's the only real glaring thing is that he uses such breakneck pacing to layer the fucking amount of information on so thick to try to throw you off from being like, oh, it's going to be her. Because the foreshadowing of the movie, it shows you a lot of shit that's like, that's how we go full circle. Like when Neil, with all the visual cues of Neil being someone that's been helping his ass all throughout the way,
knew
like
what
with the trinket and everything on his,
yeah,
the little fucking thing on his backpack and shit, and I thought it was a cool thing at the end when dude's like, look, man,
it is what it is.
I'm at the end of the journey, you're at the beginning, dog. Like, here's some River Song shit going on for Doctor Who fans.
We'll see each other again. We get into some stuff.
And yeah,
who else can pick a lock?
Yeah, but I do understand what you mean about that, though, Trav, because this is the best way that I can sum it up. He doesn't leave a lot of breathing room.
Oh man, from the opera scene at the start onward, you're just like, I gotta pay attention to this.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling Adam. I'm like, it's like there's not even any fucking credits or anything at the beginning.
No, just
like
start.
as soon as his logo pops up, the movie starts, and like, I mean,
you better not go take a piss.
Well, it's like
because you'll miss something.
Yeah. Well, and you see some like crazy badass shit, and then immediately cuts to him talking to that Indian chick, or him talking to some other chick, or him talking to this person. And then it's like, okay, we're getting a lot of information right here. Bam, they're on to some other action sequence. And then that action sequence happens. And then bam, we're on to another. It's like, there's no breathing room whatsoever. There's no moment in the film to just be like, okay. You know what I mean? Like,
like let's look at your phone.
Yeah.
Like that moment, man. Like, one of my favorite parts in the movie is it's when the mission starts, where you've got a group of people going forward and a group of people going backwards.
Battle scene. Team red, team blue.
How
cool was
that reverse mortar fire going as they're hauling ass through the battlefield and stuff like.
Yeah.
Well, what was awesome there too is when one side, when they shot that building, and then on the other side it reversed, and then they shot it down.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
They double blew that building up. Fuck that building.
Yeah.
Right. They double blew it up.
And everything was timed out. They were like, wait, all right, shoot now.
And let's talk about how good his usage of the whole reverse stuff was. Like, it didn't look cheap.
No. And it wasn't cheesy.
Mm-mm.
Well, yeah, and also the first fight that when we first see the one little scene or shot that we've seen since the very beginning of this movie's marketing, where you see the turnstile,
the bullet holes in the glass.
You see, yeah. And how it weaved in and out of forward and backward shit.
Yeah.
I just thought it was cinematically. This movie was like once again the next step in how I would assume a Nolan film would be. He absolutely fucking nails it.
And then you start watching because you're like, anybody with any kind of fucking mask on their face, they're going backwards.
Yeah.
Once you learn that, it's like, okay. So the guy is fighting in the hallway. There was a guy at the opera, which was fucking him, you know?
Yeah.
Saved his own ass.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was a good way to do it.
Yeah. Well, and the level of like of skill and just overall like having your shit together in a from a writing standpoint, because this could have easily turned to shit at any moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it could have got out of hand to where this didn't equal up, and this didn't make sense, and this didn't, that didn't, blah 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 blah.
Especially when you got so much going on.
Yes.
Keeping it all connected.
Yeah, keeping it all connected, keeping it all like the continuity of everything.
Yeah.
Like the whole 9 yards, dude. It was fucking insanity.
Yeah.
And like,
go ahead, man.
Him, because he didn't write this with his brother.
No,
right?
This was all him. He wrote and directed by himself.
The patience and the fucking steady hands required for all of this.
Pull off the procedure.
I mean,
it probably took years too, man. Like, I'd imagine it took him a while to write this one.
Yeah. Because you think like you would have to go in and have to write every little continuity thing.
Well, everything you write, you got to go back and write the other side in reverse.
Yes.
And those two got to line up when they meet. That's like that scene where they like, we're going back to the airplane because there's a fucking turnstile there. Yeah. That whole scene where he goes through it, comes out, grabs her, they go back in, he goes in, fights himself. Pattinson throws him down. He's like, motherfucker, it's you. Get out of here, you know?
Yeah.
And then he just kept going. And he was like, we were talking about earlier, he's like, you knew that was me? He's like, yeah, dude, but how was I going to explain that right there on the spot? Like, we were in the middle of a mission.
Yeah.
We can't just like sit down and explain this shit. That's what the whole transporting the body was. That was the time to sit down and explain. That was like the only time the movie like chilled out a little bit.
Yeah.
And that was so they could explain everything that's been going on. And they did that like maybe like, man, a little hour in, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, okay.
And it really, to me, didn't feel like it was 2.5 hours.
No.
I mean, because once you start going, you forget about all time and space.
Yeah.
Reality, COVID.
It goes quick.
Yeah. I mean, everything melts away. So.
This goes without saying because it's a Nolan movie. Like, this ain't for everybody.
No.
You know?
Not at all.
You know, we all know those people. If you try to sit down and watch this with them, they'd be asking you a shitload of questions. Yeah. And it's like, Luke, just watch it.
Yeah.
Like, it'll explain itself if you just pay attention. And you look over there, they're fucking around on their phone and shit. It's like, you can't do that.
Oh, for sure.
You've missed fucking 30 minutes of shit already, and you just looked at your phone for 2 minutes. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
You got to pay attention. I was locked in, dude. I was locked in and I leaned in. You know what I'm saying?
You leaned
I was leaned onto the desk like 2 foot from the screen, like
mouth breathing.
Trying to. I was like, okay, that's happening. That's happening. When you first get the scene where they're at the turnstile and they're on a separate side of the glass and he's going to shoot her. Like that happens, and then they go through the thing and then it plays back again and it's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is cool. And hearing them like talk in reverse, and they got that speaker that flips it where it comes out, and it's like whenever he goes and fights himself in the hallway, you know, you can't understand anything.
No.
But you've already seen the scene, so you know, like. And then I like how every time travel movie, dude, it's just an understanding that if you fucking touch yourself, you will fucking die.
Yeah.
That's just like standard rule right there, dude. You can't touch yourself.
Yeah.
Some movies you can't even look at yourself.
Yeah.
But in this one, that's why they had the suits.
Yeah.
So you don't touch yourself. Like, that's a time travel suit, man. You can't come in contact with yourself. It's like, how do you know? Has anybody ever done it?
I mean,
they probably sent it's like a goat through. Let him go over there and like touch himself, you know?
Hump it.
Yeah.
Let it go hump itself.
It just pops and they're like, yep, can't do that. I like how that's just like a rule though. For every time travel movie, you can't come into contact with yourself because it'll just shatter the fucking universe. Like, Because I'm over here
Shut
like,
it
how do
down.
we know you don't smoke a cigarette? Like, has anybody ever tried?
You know, you're like, I got a lot of shit to
Yeah.
say to
Go
myself.
over and give
Okay.
yourself a high five. Or you do that thing where you hit the dap and you do the bomb and you fucking
Oh my.
blow up. Turn into stardust. I did I'm going into this movie seeing some bad reviews and even hearing the actors where the actors were like, we didn't know what the fuck was happening. Which, dude, they shot it all out of order probably.
Yeah,
He
right.
probably
Could you imagine?
kept them in the dark.
Yeah.
Like day one, they probably shot the scene where they're splitting the fucking device up, and they're like,
Yeah.
what? You know, what's happening?
Right.
And then, for every scene that they shoot, they'd have to go back and shoot on the other side. So it's like today we're going to shoot the red scene. Tomorrow we're putting the blue patch on. You shoot the blue side.
Yeah.
I like how they gave him he was CIA at the beginning.
Yeah.
And they knew they could trust him because he chose death over he actually ate the pill, and they like, that's how we get our good guys right there.
Yeah.
Like you were going to take death over talking, and that's what we need. And it was like, okay, then he's in. He's into the company that he started. So
Fucking crazy.
as at the end of the movie, when everybody splits up, he's got a lot of work to do.
Oh yeah.
Like he's got to go back and put all these dominoes into place.
Yeah.
You know, make all this happen. Like.
Yep. Fucking hats off to him. I know we talked some hard shit about Nolan recently about his stance
streaming
on
thing. I mean,
yeah,
and I still feel that way about it, but
yeah,
he does put a lot of work into a movie.
He
and
does.
to him, he's old school, and to him,
but can we?
It's being
can
in
we
the
agree?
theater.
But can we agree though that things being as they are, that helped this movie? Because I think if had this movie been in theaters, I think it would have been a hardcore bomb.
Well, it did get a theatrical release.
Yeah, but
A very
during a
small one.
pandemic where people weren't,
Yeah.
man, like nowhere near the kind of numbers that he was hoping.
No. He
Not even a
whined
barely a
and
fraction.
bitched until they were like, all right, motherfucker, we'll do it. Goddamn.
Now, this movie's worth seeing in theaters.
Yeah.
But I think we also know that this movie ain't fucking for everybody.
No.
That's like
Not the slightest, dude.
That's like I was asking. I was asking Adam earlier, and I'm gonna ask you right now, Trav. Trav, sell this movie to me. Explain this movie without spoiling anything to me.
Good answer. Because you can't really without spoiling anything.
Well, in a vague sense, it's like this movie is about an agent who gets caught up in time travel to try to prevent World War III.
Yeah. You could give them a little synopsis off of. I think that's kind of what it says.
That's the best explanation that anybody could come up with. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not meaning that in a bad way. It's just like, how do you explain this movie to someone without spoiling it for them, but also like making them excited to see it at the same time?
Well, you got to know that you got to recommend it to the right person.
I've been doing this though when I do
be like, just watch it.
When I bring it up, yeah, of course that goes without saying.
Just watch it.
But I would say that, and I would be like, there's a point in the film where there's two groups of people on a mission. One's going forward in time, one's going backward. And usually they're either like, that sounds stupid, or holy shit, that's cool.
Yeah. Like I know a few people that I could recommend this to, and then like there's a large group of people I'm not even going to bring it up because I just know they wouldn't like it. But there's a few out there. I'm pointing at the camera. You watching it? Because I'm coming for them. I'm like, yo, have you seen this movie yet? You gotta check it out. What's it about? Just watch it. You'll like it.
Here's the damn job.
It's a Nolan film. And most of the time, that'll snag them. Ooh, Nolan. I felt that, like, Inception vibe. in the movie, and then I think I even saw something online. I didn't click on it, read it, because this was back before I saw the movie. But there was some articles about trying to connect the two films together, like this movie and Inception. There were people like connect them, and I'd like to go back and try to find those now and see what they're saying.
See what
kind of wished I would have looked at it before we done the pod, but I didn't.
I think that if Nolan were to ever acknowledge that there is in fact a connection going on, I really truly think that it's just the setting.
Yeah.
And we're just getting glimpses of like not really a larger story going on, but just, all right, this is how things were in Nolan's world in the 90s. Like, because it's, artistically, he's kind of bringing in where he's at in the world in these films. And as you get later on in some, like, I just feel like his movies are all kind of, because someone as original as him wouldn't use a energy resource crisis again,
right,
as the reason.
Yeah. Well, what I meant by,
because I was thinking about, because I was like,
similar,
this is
like,
yeah.
Like, I wouldn't recommend, if like people that I would recommend this movie to, I'd also recommend Inception. I'd be like, hey, if you like that, you'll like this one. They're completely different, but
I would never try to sell this idea of a connected world to anybody, not by any means. But I would bring it up kind of what we would like, kind of what we're doing now. But it would be like, hey, man, if you watched all of his movies, consider the following.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun guessing game to have,
Very much enjoyed it.
Which the way he's doing his films, I guess it's because now I want to see a movie where it's in the future. We're not necessarily seeing full-on spectacle shit. Not how you would want to perceive a Terminator film when we're finally in the future and you will see destruction everywhere. But something to the effect of like, all right, we get a Nolan movie, but now it's in the future. And how would he go about that, being in the present future and altering things around him? Because he kind of touched base on that in Interstellar when we find out that humans were the people that made the wormholes and the Tesseract and yada yada, and we evolved to that next level and stuff. I'd like to see a movie from that perspective where shit goes south so bad that they're like, guys, we gotta fuck the timeline up.
Yeah, in Interstellar,
we tried everything else.
You had the people from the future send them back shit to the past for them, kind of like in this one.
But seeing the high stakes game going on in their time now, like what happens once they sent one trooper into the past? Like after that, there's a gunfight where somebody came in and was trying to stop that.
Mm-hmm.
And like maybe see a movie that like culminates some sort of idea. I don't know. I just, like I said, it was a fun idea. I'm sure none of it's at all something that he was intending, because his movies are dense. Like they have so much stuff at play, from visual to philosophical, like all these weird little ideas. Like almost every crazy deep book Nolan's ever read, he's like, I'm gonna make a movie out of these. Like
they're so dense they float, right? But nah, man, it's probably going to be like another 5 to 8 years before he releases another film, and he may not even release anything. You know what I mean? He may be like, just sit back and work on.
Well, I mean, clearly Tenet's release and distribution obviously has left some sort of sour taste for him.
Yeah. It may put him off, but then again, it may take him some time to find the next great, sci-fi idea. So,
I mean, I would like for him to take another crack at some sort of Dunkirk level film. where he's just telling us a really well shot period piece of
branch
some
out,
sort.
like maybe even do a western. You know, could you imagine a damn western like a?
That'd be great.
See him branch out. You know, like we've got a war movie. We got the sci-fi. We got a couple of sci-fi movies.
Yeah. Well, he does need to take. He needs to take a break from espionage style films.
Well, let me ask y'all this too. Speaking of espionage, I felt like this was the greatest James Bond movie.
That's not a James Bond film.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole time I was watching it, I'm like, if this dude isn't cast as the next James Bond.
Well, you're like, so that's what it's like to have a black James Bond.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking awesome.
I mean, it to me really felt like, because, dude, it hit all the classic Bond tropes, right? You got the attractive woman, right?
Yeah.
You've got your badass sidekick who's an exotic. Nobody knows who the fuck he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're bouncing all over the fucking world.
Yep. I mean, yeah. You could have put David Craig in any of those shots, and it's a Bond movie, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only thing that differentiated this, I mean, classic Bond, this was a classic Bond villain, dude.
Yeah.
All the way down to the fucking accent.
Well, wasn't it a few years ago where there was chatter that he might do a Bond movie? Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like, I'll do you one better.
You think that this was his script for the Bond film?
Possibly.
Could you imagine?
We never got the Bond movie. So
yeah,
I bet they were like, time travel's a little too much. And it's like, yeah, but it's not like traditional time travel. They got a fucking, like, it's real time, bitch. You know?
Yeah. What if this was his fucking script? What if this was his fucking James Bond script? He just went in there and doctored up a little things here and there.
Because it did feel like a Bond movie.
It did.
Like while we were sitting there talking just now about him making other movies, I was about to say he could do a Bond movie. You know, we talked about it before. It's like, well, shit, he just made one. I guarantee you, because he was going to do the Bond movie, he was going to write it, direct it, without his brother. You know, he's been working on the script for years. There's no way he wrote this shit in like a year. I just don't see that happening. Like,
he's had to have been working on at least 5 years.
At least. That makes sense though, because like all the scenes, man, like sitting around in the suits.
Yeah.
You know, all the yachts.
Yeah.
The fast car. You know, hell, it almost looked like fucking Casino Royale. Like,
yeah,
the
right.
one was that. I can't remember the one that was after that. Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
Just those big shots of, you know.
Yeah.
Yachts and shit. And then, like, how James Bond was that fucking heist.
Yeah.
When they hijacked the truck.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why don't we just pull the truck over so the truck can't stop moving, or they roll in. It was like, and they were like in London, right, or somewhere. I think it was like Russia or something.
It was something sketchy
because they were speaking a different language. He's like, I thought you could speak it. He's like, that's not what they're speaking. It's in reverse. No. But I give it a star, man.
Full fucking star from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm giving it a full star as well, man. I enjoyed the hell out of it, even though the first time I watched it, I was just, I mean, I had a whole list of shit, Trav. And I was like, let me see if I understood this correctly. Okay. So this chick made this device that was able to do all this crazy shit with time, but she was like, fuck this, and went back in time and hid pieces of, and Adam's like,
Just licking my fingers. Yeah, that's tasty. That's what happened. And they used the guy, the bad guy in the movie, they used him to gather all the pieces for him.
Yeah.
He got all the pieces together. They were like, and the hell, they helped him with a few of them. Like, they gave him the last one. It's like, why would we give it to him? And they're like, well, now he's got them all, so we just show up and take them, right? Well, we don't have a team big enough for that. Oh, you got 2 teams.
Yeah. You got red team and you got blue team.
And one of them already knows what happens.
Yeah. and one team doesn't. So fuck them, you know. But
that was cool when we were talking about it earlier whenever the other team lands and they see each other going in and out on both sides.
Yeah.
They see them hurt, got a guy on a stretcher, and on the other side you see the same thing, them going in, them coming out, and it's like, set your fucking watch, dude. Everything's got to be on time.
Yeah. Just little stuff like that, man. It's just a spectacle. And I love how, dude's awe was our awe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're right there in it with him, trying to figure it out right along with him. So
yeah, that was good that they did that.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of him just knowing everything.
Yeah, and you're
kind of
the whole
treated
time
him like he was the audience.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you get to the end, it's like, all right, now you know everything. Go back and make it happen.
Yeah, congratulations.
You get you finish the main mission. Now you got to do all the side quests.
Great.
But you got time travel.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it was good, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Yeah, like I said, I think I'm going to go over there and watch it with my grandmother when I get to feeling better.
Yeah, and see, now watching it that second time and knowing everything that happened, so you got to piece that together.
Yeah.
You can just sit back because you're like, well, you know how it plays out. So then you can really just watch it.
Yeah. I think she'd enjoy it. All right. Y'all want to hear a little movie news here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got Chris Pine knows Rogue Squadron story. Will he lead Patty Jenkins' Star Wars movie? There's a quote down here. It says, I had spoken to her about not my involvement, but the story. She talked to me about it. It sounds really, really great. But I'm ecstatic for her, excited for what she's about to embark on. If there's anyone that can reimagine and breathe fresh new life into it, it's her. So really all I wanted to bring up on this was Chris Pine.
He looks good in a spaceship.
I mean, we've seen him in one.
He's tried it on a few times.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you think? Will that be too much on the nose?
For the crossover? Going from Star Trek to... I don't know. I think he'll do a good job.
I think he would be fine if they casted him. No, they really may not. But, I mean, I don't see why
he does know the story.
Yeah.
They don't like to just tell people that shit.
Yeah.
It's like Fort Knox over there.
I know, right? So I'm cool with it because I mean I feel like, and this may not be real at all, but I feel like Chris Pine has been holding out on that Star Trek news. You know what I'm saying? Because like the way that I see it is if he wasn't holding out on Star Trek news, then why would he not be in something other than Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Like a Marvel property, something that actually people give a fuck about.
Well, and now we know they're not going to make any more Star Trek movies right now.
Yeah.
So we read the article where they're like, yeah, we're just going to do the TV for a little bit.
Yeah. So it's time to move on, Chris. And I guess the best place to move on is a galaxy far, far away.
Yep.
Trading one spaceship for another.
I can see him hopping out of that ship, dude, with the helmet. Yeah, I could. And,
I think that his personality, and like his like eccentric. Yeah, he's very eccentric too. You know what I'm saying? But not in a bad way.
No,
he's just very. So I think that would help the character as well. So
and the show.
Yeah. So fuck it, let him do it.
They got Chris Pine.
Yeah. And I think that if he's a fan of Star Wars, which I can't imagine that he's not, but if he's a fan of Star Wars, then surely to God that he can maybe talk some sense into this chick if there's any like sideways weird movements happening. You know what I'm saying? So that would be nice. She needs someone to keep her grounded, especially at Star Wars camp, because if if there's no one there to ground her, then like people are going to be taking advantage of it, and there's going to be like Wonder Woman and fucking Star Wars, and fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So, speaking of Wonder Woman, Trav, have you seen Wonder Woman?
No, but my youngest is watching it right now, so I've been hearing it off and on.
So everybody that I've seen post anything about this movie said that it is the cheesiest piece of dog shit fucking superhero movie they've ever seen.
Sounds like fighting words.
Like everybody that I know personally that's watched it has had like zero good things to say about it. And then when you go on Twitter, it's a lot of people that's like, oh, diminishing returns. And it's like, well, no, the first one was dog shit too. It just had a very hot woman as the lead. You know what I'm saying?
You think they went a little too far with the Catwoman?
I think they went a
kind
little
of cheesy in the trailer. I mean,
I think they went a little too far praising what the first movie did not do, which was being a good movie, period. And then now they're going back and watching the sequel and they're like, they're getting exactly what they wanted, which in reality wasn't anything that they wanted. That's what I think. So I just wanted to throw that out because I didn't know if you had heard any reviews or heard anybody that had watched it or anything, Trav.
But no, I haven't had a chance just yet. So
yeah. So
well, we were gonna watch it this week, but we pushed it back.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
If I watch that shit under Corona brain,
yeah.
I might have went and played in traffic, dude.
You go to sleep, you wake up, you've got pneumonia. You're like, what the fuck?
I gotta go to the hospital. You know, it's like, what did you do? I watched Wonder Woman fucking 1984. They're like, oh, that's the problem. I'm like, yep.
I do want to know why Chris Pine is back in it. So that's like the only thing like I'm interested in. I'm like, why, you know, like how?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if it's as good as. Is he a clone? What is he? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
It does have fucking Mando in it. Might be a clone.
I think he plays the president, right?
I think so.
I mean, he does have president swag after the ending of that last episode. Yeah. So Richard Donner confirmed come back and do Lethal Weapon 5. At the start of this year, back when we had no idea of the trials and tribulations that would befall us, it was confirmed that a 5th Lethal Weapon movie was in development. Well, we finally have some more good news regarding the continuation of the hugely popular action franchise, with original Lethal Weapon director Richard Donner now confirming that he will return to helm Lethal Weapon 5. This is the final one. It's both my privilege and duty to put it to bed. It's exciting. It's exciting, actually. It's the last one. I'll promise you that. Richard Donner, who will be 91 by the time Lethal Weapon 5 begins production, also confirmed that the upcoming installment will be the last one in the franchise, leaving him with no choice to return to the director's chair and finish what he started way back in 1987.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, I love Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
I love I love him. Yeah. I mean, you got to bring everybody back, of course, right?
I see them all coming back. They're like, it's the last one. Got a nice little check coming to you. Like, come on.
They're both fixing to retire.
Yeah.
And that's the running thing is like, you know, Danny
like,
Glover.
We're really too old for this shit, you know?
Well, Danny Glover's like, I should have retired 20 years ago. And then, you know, you have the running gag is like, we're going to retire at the same day. And it's like, well, you pick my day to retire. Like Mel Gibson put his retirement notice in, and then dude swoops in behind him and puts it in on the same day,
Yeah,
because they always have a running gag.
Or Danny Glover's still working. Mel Gibson Riggs is retired.
I mean, that'd work.
And he's like, or they're coming out of retirement.
Oh, they got to break
that's the
back.
tagline.
They're coming out of retirement.
Yeah.
Oh man. But hey, man, I love all the Lethal Weapon flicks. So one last Lethal Weapon film. I'm cool with it.
And I picture like now, well, by the time the movie comes out, 34 years later, or 35, I picture Danny Glover maybe being the captain of the damn place. Like he just seemed like captain material, like.
Oh, he might be. He's like Riggs.
Yeah, since he's old, because he can't get out there and run around like he used to.
Yeah.
And then like maybe they're fighting like some corrupt officers in the thing, or they find some corruption in the damn place, and
they have to pull their guns back out.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Richard Donner's got quite a spread though of
he
movies that he's put out. Is National Treasure.
I mean, when you start going through his catalog, dude.
Yeah, you might as well. Everything.
Yeah, right.
And he did Radio Flyer. What? You know?
What hasn't he put out?
Directed Scrooge.
I mean, Lady Hawk,
dude.
Conspiracy Theory. Maverick.
Got the Superman movies, like.
Yeah.
What a crazy career. And he's 91. Oh, let's not forget Oh shit. I already forgot.
Was it The Omen?
No.
He did a lot of TV before he got into movies.
Here it is, The Goonies.
Oh yeah.
Goonies, man.
Yeah.
That was his crack at doing like a Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
Because it always felt like a damn Maverick. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah.
He did the toy?
He did the toy.
The one with Richard Pryor?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He did The Omen, Superman, Superman 2, The Toy, Lady Hawk, The Goonies, Lethal Weapon, Scrooge, Lethal Weapon 2, Radio Flyer, Lethal Weapon 3, Maverick. He did Assassins. Did I ever see that? I did. It's Sylvester Stallone and Antonio Banderas.
What a pair, though.
Yeah.
Are they like working together?
It says professional hitman Robert Rath wants to fulfill a few more contracts before retiring, but unscrupulous, ambitious newcomer hitman Miguel Bain keeps killing Rath's targets. So they got to reluctantly work together. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
Why is Antonio Banderas like always sweaty? You know what I mean? His hair's always wet. Like
he's Hispanic.
I know, but I mean that. Come on, he's just always sweating, dude. He's like, it's hot, I mean, it's very hot.
If I lived like that close to the equator,
yeah,
I would have the same problem. He did Timeline, which was that one was kind of rough.
Yeah, the poster looks cheesy. I can look at that poster and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to see that.
So Timeline is based off of a Michael Crichton novel.
Paul Walker.
And it's got Paul Walker in it and Gerard Butler. And like these people go back in time. And they have to they get trapped there. It's
I see that they're shooting arrows on the cover. It's like, I guess they're traveling.
Yeah.
Way back when.
But 16 blocks though.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed this film. I don't know why. I don't know if it was Mos Def.
I don't think I've seen this.
Really?
I don't think so.
All right, so
no, I'm looking at the poster. I've never seen Bruce Willis look like that in a movie.
let me break it down. Bruce Willis is old alcoholic cop. He's fucking done with it. Mos Def is a very valuable witness.
Mm-hmm.
He got to guess how far he's got to take him.
How far?
16 blocks.
So it's like is it like a serious 48 hours?
Yes.
Because you remember he had to protect the guy.
Yeah.
For 48 hours until they could get him somewhere. So yeah, so I bet that 16 blocks is fucking hell.
Pretty rough, dude.
Yeah.
And every motherfucker on that street wants to kill Mos Def.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to kill Mos Def because Mos Def puts on this voice. No, he's got this voice.
Mm-hmm.
And he will not shut the fuck up. So
look at
it's
Bruce
not
with
bad.
Some hair.
Yeah, I know. He's got a mustache too.
Yeah. Rocking a Tom Selleck. Dude, the Asian version of the poster, no mustache.
Bullshit,
I'm looking at it right
really?
now. I think it's Asian. May not be Asian. It's just a different cut of the movie. I don't know. Maybe for like Brazil or somewhere, but his mustache is CGI'd off the picture.
Wow.
I'll save it and show you later.
All right.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah. I think we need to do a Richard Donner week or a month. Because I'd like to do Lady Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched that movie in
a while. Been a while.
Yeah. I'd like to watch Conspiracy Theory at some point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
16 Blocks is good. And then we've already done Scrooged. I mean, Lethal Weapon's its own month within itself. You know what I'm saying? Superman's its own month. The Omen. I mean, we can throw something else on there. Maverick.
He's got plenty of them.
Yeah.
And that's the one, it's the Western with Mel Gibson, right?
Yeah.
With that fucking mustache. Fucking Mr. Mustachio over here.
He's a card player, dude.
Yeah.
It's got fucking
one hell of a card player.
From Silence of the Lambs.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a southern accent. Anyway.
Yeah.
I was watching a documentary about her the other day. All right, so Justice League HBO Max announcement will arrive once Wonder Woman 1984 hype dies down.
Just kidding.
Zack Snyder has revealed some new information about the upcoming Justice League rollout. The director says he wants Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 1984 to be the main focus for DC fans right now. Jenkins and Warner Brothers finally released the long-awaited sequel on Christmas Day, where it premiered in theaters and on HBO Max simultaneously. It's a movie that a lot of other major studios are keeping their eye on in order to see how it works out financially. As of this writing, Warner Brothers says that Wonder Woman 1984 has exceeded all previous goals that they may have had for it. After a few weeks, the focus will then shift from Wonder Woman to Justice League, which will premiere in 4 one-hour installments on HBO Max in March. The movie has been extended to over 4 hours, and the director is very excited for the world to finally see what he originally had in mind over 4 years ago whenever he was doing the movie, and then everybody got fucking crazy. So, I don't think it's going to take that long for all this Wonder Woman hype to die.
No.
Because like I said earlier, everybody says that movie's dog shit. So, we'll see. I'm just interested because like they've already set it up for March. So like we've got a trailer for the Snyder Cut. Like what could they do between now and March to hype anybody else up anymore for the Snyder Cut? I mean, they could release like 5 more trailers, and I guess that would fucking pump people up, I guess,
I don't want any more trailers.
I don't either. I just want to wait until March and watch it.
Yeah.
So
drop it already.
Well, what if Wonder Woman does so fucking awful that they're like, we got to get the fucking Snyder cut out right now?
Well, I can see them doing that to retain subscribers for HBO Max, so they'll probably release it, they won't do it at like the ass end of a billing cycle for people like.
Right.
But so far the Wonder Woman movie, it made, I think I saw like Christmas Day. It's a $200 million budget. But Christmas Day alone, it raked in like $36 million in the theaters, so
right.
Which is pretty good. That's what you expect, around 30 million, 40 something,
Yeah.
In one day. So it definitely will make its money back. But I kind of hate, you said in the thing, like they're banking, they're going to look at this for the model, and it's like, yeah, let's not use that movie to decide what we're going to do for future movies.
Right. Well, and because it's already an overhyped film, and nobody can like predict how well that it's going to do, because the first movie was so bad and everybody thought that it was so well done that they're going to just cut, copy, and fucking redo it.
The first movie made almost, I think it was around 800 million.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're expecting, if they can do the same shit that they did and, that film, and just change it up just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like them bringing Diana to the world and having to explain to her what fucking ice cream is, we've got fucking old goofy fucking Chris Pine who's somehow back alive, and it's 1984. Oh my God.
He's got to figure out what kind of pants to wear, because I want to see him in like one of those Heaven's Gate jumpsuits. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
There's a deep dig right there. Those fucking track suits that the Heaven's Gate people wear, they're all the different colors. And
oh my fucking God. I haven't thought of Heaven's Gate in goddamn years, dude.
But yeah. I am interested to see why and how they bring him back. And it looks like it's some kind of, I don't know, was he asleep all those years? Because like he just wakes up and he's there. It's like Encino Man, Like he's going from, what was that, the 40s or something, the 30s? When was that first one? Were they back further than that?
It's World War I.
Okay, so
it was like the 20s.
So he's going from there to 84. Like I picture him walking out on the street, and it's like party all the time, and he's like, "What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? The big old block cell phones and shit."
Encino Man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta like, well, this is the way the world works now.
Yeah.
And we don't treat people of color that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Top down.
Yeah.
I know you're from the past, but
easy.
You're in the future now. I think they want to make another Encino Man movie.
Do they?
Yeah. Pauly Shore's been campaigning.
Oh, is he gonna be in it?
They bring back everybody that was in it. I mean, you get Brendan Fraser.
Fraser. Oh my
AKA
God.
Fat Fraser.
He might lose weight for that role.
Or they just use his voice.
Yeah. What would a fucking modern day Encino Man movie be like?
Man. What was the other? It's like, what's a Bill and Ted modern day movie like?
Well, yeah, that's true.
We're seeing it a lot more where they're like, I think that's what happened. He was like, they're doing another Bill and Ted movie. We got to make an Encino Man.
I would rather watch an updated fucking son-in-law movie.
That would be funny.
Encino. Yeah, right.
I was listening to a podcast, and Bobby Lee said that he's like kind of good friends with Pauly Shore. And he said he would go to like the Korean bathhouse with him, where you go in there, it's like a spa. You do do the sauna. They fucking hit you with those leaves and shit. And he said every time he walks in the door, he knows that everybody's there is Korean, but he said every time he walks in, he starts singing "Chinese people are the best" and patting them on the head and shit. And he's like, "They're Korean." And he's like, "I know." I'm like, "That's funny."
Yeah.
Dude, if I saw that, I'd be pulling my phone out, recording. I'm
I
like, if you
know.
don't want this online, you about to get canceled, dog. He'd be like, "Ooh, Weasel." But anyway.
Next, we got Resident Evil movie reboot officially wraps with one final set photo.
Oh, and that's the photo?
Yeah,
Old
that's
ass
the photo.
TV.
I know, right? It says that, as previously announced by one of the actors, Resident Evil reboot has officially finished filming, and Sony Pictures have shared a final set photo to commemorate the occasion. The studio managed to make relative quick work of its filming kickoff in early November. That's not a bad time frame for a franchise blockbuster, even under ideal circumstances. But this year has presented the industry with the opposite of ideal circumstances. Even so, the movie is in the can ahead of its expected 2021 release. The image was revealed by Sony via its official social media channels. The studio shared the final set photo, which features a clapboard and an old TV with static on the screen. Not a ton is revealed by the image itself, but it does nod to the 90s setting, which had been previously confirmed. Applied Art FX Studio also recently shared art revealing a game accurate zombie design as filming wrapped. The image was shared with the following caption: "That's a wrap in Raccoon City," directed by Johannes Roberts. So Johannes Roberts is the one that's directing this stuff.
Yeah, have you seen his credits?
No.
47 meters down. Uncaged, that's a shark movie. A bunch of like B movies.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Really. And
Wow.
he will be directing Resident Evil coming out in 2021.
Yeah.
So he's going from this movie to
This is Resident Evil.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Evil Dead.
No.
Okay. Well, he's done a bunch of like 47 meters down below. He did The Strangers, and I think he did like the sequel.
Oh, the shitty one?
Yeah, Pray at Night.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, we'll see though.
Yeah,
Everybody needs a chance.
Yeah. It says that aside from the 90s setting, in 1998 specifically, it has also been revealed that the movie will be an origin story taking place in Raccoon City. Set photos have confirmed familiar locations from the game, such as the Spencer Mansion. The ensemble includes Kaya, whatever, that's Claire Redfield. We got Chris Redfield in here. We got Jill Valentine. We got Wesker. Leon Kennedy, William Birkin. So they're basically like, you know how the Mila Jovovich Resident Evil films had like almost fucking nothing to do with the franchise, like whatsoever. They introduced a couple of characters here and there, but it wasn't anything.
Yeah.
It looks like their idea to fix that is to overcompensate for it, and we're going to put every fucking character in the first fucking movie.
All right.
Which is going to be a fucking disaster. I mean, in my opinion, it's going to be
a reboot?
Yes.
Okay.
Resident Evil reboot. Over. Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. You're going to have Claire, which is like one of my favorite characters to play with in the game. You're going to have Chris Redfield, which is a lot of people's favorite character. You're going to have Jill Valentine, which is a lot of people's favorite character. You're going to have Wesker, which is the villain. And you're going to have Leon S. Kennedy, which is like the most known fucking Resident Evil character of all time. It's like,
oh, that's right. Resident Evil was a game.
Yeah. So, like, how the fuck are you going to have your 4 heavyweight characters from the video game be introduced in a film? Like,
if anyone can do it, it's the 47 meters down below guy, okay?
yes, I don't get it, dude, because like, okay,
it might blow us away.
The only way that this is going to work, all right, I'm just going to lay this out here. The only way that this is going to work is if you have 2 stories happening at the same time, and you've got one that's happening in the mansion where Jill and Chris are, and simultaneously you have one story happening in Raccoon City that's happening at the police station and around various parts of Raccoon City with Claire and Leon. That's the only way that it's going to work. But the events don't tie together. So the events of the mansion have to happen first in order for the events in Raccoon City to happen. So how is it? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Trav, what's your thoughts on it?
I don't really know, man.
Well, I mean, you always like Resident Evil. We watched those. We went to the theater, like, played the game.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think there still hasn't been enough time since the original little set of films.
like
I think it needs to. I think it needs to just stay in the oven a little longer, and then one of these days pull it out.
Because here's what you have to worry about: they put a movie out, it tanks, it's bad, and then they're like, "We ain't making it anymore."
Yeah.
Because that could straight kill a franchise, man. I tell you, man, looking at his credits, they're like,
I mean, some would probably argue that the zombie genre is dead at the moment, no pun intended. But like, no, but we brought it up before in the past about how The Walking Dead just it scratched such a massive zombie itch that it's really hard for other stuff to even remotely get a footing. Like, it has to be movies of the type, like, for instance, the Sturgill Simpson one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've got to be so out there and so removed from your traditional zombie film that Resident Evil is heavily steeped in.
Right.
And I just think I don't, as far as the dude's credentials, I just don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna throw this up so y'all could see if you've seen any. I haven't seen any of these movies, I don't think. What were you gonna say?
Well, here's how, to me, Resident Evil has always differentiated itself from like the run-of-the-mill zombie film, and they did it in a very interesting and clever way. So when you play Resident Evil, your normal like foot soldier bad guys that you're fighting are zombies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then your boss fights or your bigger creatures that you fight are like these special infected that you're always having to deal with. And to me, if they find a way, and cinematically there's a way to do it, but if there's a way to give like not as much urgency and not as much, I guess, focus or attention onto the actual zombies themselves that just happen to be around that is a minor inconvenience at the time, and actually build up to some of these, because like a lot of the most memorable boss fights in Resident Evil are these people that are infected with the T virus or the G virus or whatever version strain that it is. They know that they're going to turn into some crazy fucked up monster, and you're going to have to fight this fucked up monster, and it's going to be goddamn terrifying. So, like, they can translate that over to the screen, I think, very easily if they'll go in, they're going to have to downplay the actual zombies themselves, and then they're going to have to upplay all these weird, crazy creature effects. And if they go with more practical effects and give them almost a Thing overhaul, because like a lot of those characters look like some Thing shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So play it up that way. I mean, do it a little bit differently. Do it in the same vein and spirit as Resident Evil, and fight all these weird creature things, but also be able to tell a good, interesting story while you're doing so, and have all of the zombie idea play a back seat and just kind of exist there.
I have a
You know what I
question.
mean? Okay.
In the 2002 movie, Mila Jovovich, she played Alice, right?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
in this new one, we got is Alice supposed to be Claire? Because there is no
No,
Alice in this movie.
Alice was a character that they made for the
Okay,
movie. Yeah.
but would she have been like the Claire type? Would that have been their
Uh,
Claire, or did they have a Claire? I don't even think they had a Claire in the other one. No, they just changed everybody's names.
they
So they
well
they
in the
adapted the video game and they wrote a screenplay and
Well, what they did was like in later games. So like I think
okay.
it was Resident Evil like 2 or 3, one of the films, they brought in Chris and they brought in Leon and they
Mm-hmm.
brought in Claire and Jill. They brought all the characters in, but like the one that I remember the most was like Chris.
Yeah.
All right, so they had Chris locked up in a cell through 90% of the film, and like he's a fucking legacy character.
Mm-hmm.
He is a fucking badass that like goes on to form this fucking company like to help bring down these biological weapons. And it's like he's fucking trapped in the basement of this fucking building in this weird box. It's
Yeah. So he's in this movie and so is Leon. So
yeah,
now we
and
might get that. We might get I mean, they're like, we're doing the video game. Like fuck
I'm
all this
holding
other
high
shit. We're
hopes.
going from the beginning.
Yeah.
We're starting it out. We're doing it right.
What they need to do, find an interesting way to tell two stories at one time. Have some badass creature effects. Zombies take a back seat.
Mm-hmm.
Sold American. I
Yeah.
want to see Thing. I want to see Thing 1982 level creature effects happening in a 2020 movie
Yeah.
by Sony, and I want it to be bad fucking ass.
And I want those big ass creatures that's got the like arm tentacle that's long, like real long, and they're like whipping you with
Yeah,
it, spitting
yeah,
poison on you and
exactly.
shit, like
Yes,
scary.
yeah. Because I mean, when you played a fucking Resident Evil movie,
I remember
there's
creeping around on there and trying not to fucking run up on one of those things.
there's two things you always remember: the puzzles and the fucking bosses that you had to fight.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's do that. I mean, you can't really do puzzles in a movie. You can watch some people try to figure out how to get out of a safe room or
I was
some
gonna say
shit.
they're doing what are those rooms?
Yeah, those escape
Yeah.
rooms. Oh my God.
They go in a place. It's like, all right, we got to solve the riddle, and the door
It's like,
opens.
here we go. Yeah, right.
Door opens, big boss, whippy arm lash, wow, spitting poison,
Yeah.
We don't have any guns.
We checked them all before we went into the
Yeah,
escape
they make
room.
you check your guns. Can't shoot your way out of here.
Yeah. But no, if they hit those high marks and let the zombies take the back seat to it, and I mean the initial reveal of the zombie should be something that is very impactful because it always is in each one of the Resident Evil games. But then you are around them and you have to fight them so much that you finally just learn, well, I can walk by every single zombie in this game because they're so fucking slow. The only way that they're going to get me is if they're off camera and the camera hasn't changed whenever I walk around the corner.
Yeah.
Tank controls. So, but last thing that I wanted to hit on, this was just a fun little article that I wanted to throw at you guys. These are Christmas action films in the same vein as Die Hard, and I wanted to throw them at y'all and see what y'all thought. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Die Hard 2.
All right.
It's set during Christmas.
Okay.
Christmas movie?
What?
Is it
Is it a Christmas
a
movie?
Christmas?
It's set
Yeah.
at Christmas, so.
All right. Death Wish 3.
I don't know if I've seen Death Wish 3.
I know I haven't seen it.
Recognize the guy.
Charles Bronson?
Yeah. Nice.
I mean, he'd be fucking
mustache.
people up. Yeah.
I guess.
Set during Christmas. Invasion USA.
Dude,
Chuck Norris.
Let's talk about this picture. In the eyes of a stranger. The unsuspecting stranger. Look at this motherfucker with 2 Uzis, dude. He ain't even pointing them at anything. He's just shooting them like.
Hold on.
They don't make movie posters like that anymore, dude.
I'm gonna drop it in general.
Probably because people wouldn't go, but.
Are you fucking?
General's like, it's too big.
It is. I mean, that's the movie poster for it, dude.
Hey. Let me see.
It says Christmas is the backdrop for Matt Hunter's return to CIA operative status. Invasion USA pulls no punches in showing the many ways that somebody can be killed throughout the holiday season. Whether it's having your neck snapped or being shot with a bazooka, this film, which also features a battle in the most Christmas place of all, a shopping mall, might be the gold standard for the Christmas action genre.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this movie. I think I remember seeing this. I want to say this too. When they were taking the shots for the poster and they bring it into the heads of the studio, they're like, "What do you think?" And they're like, "More denim."
Yeah. He needs a denim vest.
Yeah. No, dude. What they fucked up because they should have gave him like a denim shirt and then ripped the sleeves off, so they're all tattered.
Yeah.
He's fucking hard like that.
Yeah. Well, this is a picture of him from the film.
Shooting those guns?
Yeah, holding them just like...
Yeah. One on each side? Is it this? Okay. Well, look. Because there's a trend here. All right, we got him holding them like that. All right, here we go. Now he's holding them like that. Now here's the thing, though. He's got sleeves. What the fuck?
What happened to his sleeves in the poster? Do they blow them off during the movie?
Dude, in every picture for the movie, he's holding those 2 guns like.
Yeah.
And they're attached to him.
Yeah.
That thing around his neck, so he can just drop them down. They're like little neck Uzis.
I mean, look at this.
Dude, you know that movie's fucking a silly goose time. He looks like a porn star here, dude. Are you serious? Never mind. Let me post it. Well, let me post this. He's just so ridiculous. Snake skin belt buckle.
Look at the. I mean,
is it safe to say that Chuck Norris is a national treasure?
He is, man. He is.
He's very rich. Do you know that?
No.
Very. Let me look
Was
it
it
up.
the Bowflex?
Because the last time I looked, I was like, damn. 70 million.
Holy fuck. I mean, he's had a long run, dude.
70 million, though.
That's fucking nuts.
That's those fucking Walker, Texas Ranger reruns, dude.
I thought it was the Bowflex
Probably.
shit.
I remember those commercials.
Was it the Bowflex that he was peddling? Yeah.
Yep. He was wearing that little shorty shorts, the spandex shorts.
Yeah. And there was always some bitch chicks that was like, she was like, I don't know, 40 years younger than he was.
Yeah. He's like, that's my wife.
Yeah. It's like, is it though? Is it your wife? So next we got Rocky 4.
Or as I like to call it, Rocky IV.
Rocky IV.
Yeah.
Set during
like
Christmas.
IV in your arm.
Lethal Weapon.
I remember this movie. Yeah.
Lethal Weapon set
during Christmas.
Is all over the Richard Donner masterpiece. Next we got Cobra.
Look at that killer, dude.
Sly. We got fucking Sly.
Look at that killer with his fucking match in his mouth. They were out of toothpicks.
He don't need a toothpick. He's got a match, dude.
Dude, have I seen this movie? Have y'all seen the Cobra?
I think I have.
If I have, it's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
It came out in '86, so it came out a year before I was born. Oh, movie poster, holding a gun.
Of course.
That was the posters back then, dude. They were like, give him a gun. Here, he needs something else. Toothpick.
Oh, I got one better. A match. Because he's dangerous.
Yeah, he might want to set a fire. Look at him, dude. That's That's old school Photoshop.
If that doesn't say fucking 80.
Doctor disrespects. Like.
Yeah, right.
They did a TV show, I think. Didn't they? Cobra?
They?
Well, when you look it up, there was a TV series that says Cobra. And I don't know if it was connected, but it was like a few years ago. Oh, Cobra TV series 2020 to 2021.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. Richard Donner. What? I don't know. I'll look into that later. Is there
Next
any more there? Oh.
Yeah, we've got The Long Kiss Goodnight. Takes place during Christmas. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Funny movie.
Takes place during Christmas.
What's his name? Gay Perry?
Gay Perry. Fat Man, which we watched. And last but certainly not least, the Ben Affleck classic Reindeer Game.
He's the bombs of Phantom. I remember Reindeer Games.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got bad scores. Whoa.
What, Reindeer Games? Yeah. I
mean, I think the last time I watched it was probably when it came out. When it hit 2000.
Yeah.
When it hit probably VHS, I'd say around that time, because we hadn't gotten to the second Spider-Man movie, which when they were like, all right, we're going DVD. Porn has decided it's DVD.
Yeah. So we're doing it.
Could you imagine watching porn in Blu-ray? Might make you sick.
It's too much.
It's too much, dude. It might make you sick.
Yeah, it's too much.
Like, I don't want to see all those parts. They're like, what about 4K? I'm going to pass.
I don't want to see the fucking...
I don't want to see how it works.
Yeah. For real, dude. Right. But yeah, that's all of them. So if there's anybody out there that is like, hey, I want to watch a Christmas flick next year, but I don't want it to be, the same old fucking Die Hard. You've got a couple of options here, guys.
You can watch Die Hard 2.
Yeah, Die Hard 2. You can watch fucking Lethal
Cobra.
Cobra.
Get you a Chuck Norris fix.
Reindeer Games. You got a couple of fucking options. So.
What a list.
Yeah, guys. I'm ready for trailers.
All right, I'm working on it. I gotta build a Tesseract.
You gotta build the fucking contraption on how to do that time shit.
Yeah.
I went through and found what I could, but there wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah, I dropped a few things in here. Ruh-roh. Hello?
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 Oh, no. I'm gonna have to force an unexpected reboot. Damn it. I had something on the Mac in widescreen. And when I cut it back on, that was still there and it wouldn't like minimize. So
Was it Return of the Mac?
Once again.
Lie to me.
Here I am. Let's see what we got though. So I dropped this Death to 2020.
Yeah.
This is like I saw the trailer. I saw like I was on a certain website and saw it. Was like, what's that? And I clicked on it and I was like, oh, that looks funny. I'm just trying to talk, waiting on this thing to reboot.
Right.
And SSD, yeah, so it should take that long.
It's from the creators of Black Mirror.
But it's funny.
So it's not fucked up.
It's fucked up because it's about 2020. Who better to direct a movie about 2020?
Yeah, it was the guys from Black Mirror. Yeah.
And it's shot like, you'll see, it's almost like documentary style, maybe mockumentary.
Okay.
You know, your computer was shut down because of a problem. Nope. Did it on purpose. Oh, now they want to file a report.
You force an unexpected reboot.
Yeah. Memory is RAM. Hang on, I'm opening browsers. My earpiece is falling out. All right, Discord, YouTube.
You could get if you had the ability to like go back in time like they did in Tenet.
Would you do it? Depending on how far you want to go back, it's like, would you even do it?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm at home. I need to get some shit done, right?
Mm-hmm.
I spend all night playing video games. I fuck up, guys.
Yeah. Or you forget to get something from the store. Hop in the time machine, go back and get it.
Well, what I'm thinking is like, while I'm going backwards, I can be like editing something, but it'd be in reverse, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so
here's what you could do. You could edit it in reverse, and then when you get to the other side, just flip it.
Well, wouldn't it already be flipped if I go back through?
It would.
See?
You're right.
No, but what I'm thinking though is like, you go back, like if you fuck up, you go back. And then you've got like, let's say you go back 8 hours. Well, you've got 8 hours you can sleep there, going forward through time.
Yeah. You got to wait for that one little point.
Yeah. Or you can just like get into it, go to sleep. You wake up, you go back through it whenever you come out on the other side. Then no time has passed, right?
Yeah.
In theory.
For you.
So you can, yeah. So like you can use that time shit as a way to sleep.
Yeah.
And not lose any time.
Yeah, you could stay up all night gaming.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, wait a minute, I got to go to work in an hour? I got this. Go back, go to sleep. It's a lot of work, but go back, go to sleep.
Yeah. With the
when you go back too, you could also game. It'd just be in reverse. Your buddies would be like, you know, and you'd be like, I don't know, dude. And then when you play it back the other way, you're like, oh, he's one shot. Got it. So then you remember when you go back, you gotta remember what you have to do is record the Discord conversations. That way when you go back in your game, you can play it. You have to play it it's a lot of work, dude. You could just go to fucking bed. It's a lot of work. Go to sleep.
If like I go in there right now at 10 o'clock and I hit the reverse side. And I go to sleep for 8 hours, which would put the time.
Oh, have the time set where you wake up
and then go back
right
through
out.
It. Yeah. And then come back and it'd be 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right?
Yeah, but when you go back through, you have to wait that 8 hours, right? Oh, you could sleep the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll sleep the whole time I'm there. Yeah.
You could relive the same night. It's like, remember that night we got 4 wins back to back on Warzone? You like, do I remember it? I relived it 15 times. How do you think we got those wins?
God. You use the fucking.
Just to
You
win,
use the.
just to be good in games. Wait a minute, Griffin.
Yeah. What? I ain't got one, I swear. Oh, man.
I'm like, how'd you know that guy was there? You're like, aimbot? Because that's better than telling somebody, you know.
Yeah.
You got a fucking time machine.
Yeah.
Cool time machine, dude. It was like a roundabout. It's like one of those, you know, those doors you go through?
Yeah.
But yeah, I got it up and running.
All right, I'm ready.
This movie's out, by the way. Already. Death to 2020. You good, Trav?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1, play. All right, who we got? Trailer guy. That's the guy from Stranger Things, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think she's funny. That was funny. Will this be on Quibi? I'm not a big fan of Leslie Jones.
Yeah.
I've seen my fair share of SNL with her, and I'm just like, I'm like, I'd rather watch Bobby Lee. That's saying a lot.
Right.
Now, this is older. Do you guys know about this? Because I ran across this and was like, what?
No.
Never heard of it, right? Like, when did this
Right.
shit come out? Well, a few years ago.
What?
Got it.
Watched it?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But I'm ready to watch this trailer.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready, Trav?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play. QT8. The first 8. Little Tarantino doc. Okay. Joe Gage. Quintessential Tarantino. So you have these people out there that are like, well, he said he was gonna do 10 movies and he's done 10, and it's like, wait a minute now, Kill Bill's one movie.
Yeah.
He's done 9. Studio made him split it. It's 1. What the fuck?
I'm interested to see that documentary though. So this is called Cosmo Ball, and I thought Galaxy Games.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that came to mind was Galaxy Games. So I haven't watched it, but you know. But I'm ready.
I'll put my comment in here. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. So it's like alien fucking football.
No.
I like that style of CGI. Damn. The fuck? Bad guy. Got that Space Jam kind of vibe.
Yeah. It's a foreign, I think.
Oh yeah. Which way did he go? There's a lot going on here. A lot of fucking CGI, dude.
It doesn't look bad.
Nah, I like how it's like soon.
It just looks
Space
generic.
Yeah.
Here's your chance. Do your dance at the Space Jam.
This is what it looks like to me. If you would have turned on the TV on the Disney Channel, like the animated Disney Channel, anytime during like 2004, 2005,
yeah,
you would have saw a version of whatever that just was.
I felt that.
Yeah, like they gotta save the day before 6th period.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like it kind of gave me this kind of like feeling of like calmness at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Something familiar.
For kids.
Yeah. But you
Only
know,
one
He's like, hold
Lunchable.
on to your cosmic nuts. It's cosmic ball. All right, what we got next here?
Haymaker. I'm ready for it.
All right. Comment.
I bet this is about that Twisted Tea meme.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
I didn't know this what this trailer was going. Until one day he walked into a gas station.
And he hit a guy with an iced tea. That's what this is about.
All while synth is playing.
Wow, they got him in the movie.
I know you're bald. You'll never be nothing but bald.
Yeah, you fucking
But
cunt.
for once, act like you got some hair on your head and get in the game.
Act like you got some hair on your head and not just on your balls. That's you.
Discount Jason Statham. He's got to do it for family.
I like the thing that it says fighter action drama movie. He kind of looks like dude that writes that crazy music. Townsend.
Moby. Oh,
Look at
Devin
him.
Townsend.
He looks like Devin Townsend. A big ass head. Haymaker. They got it. Somebody's got to pop up and say something right. Man, they fucked up on that. You always got to have that, even like after the title.
Yeah.
That movie had that. That trailer has the music where, like, near the end, I was waiting for the music to soar, and you hear the guy go like, "This is my moment."
Whoa, is this real?
I hope it's real.
Gotta be, right?
It says here that this is a concept trailer.
God damn it.
I
kind of still want to watch it.
I thought it was a real trailer as well, but they got me. We can still watch it
I
if you
still want
want
to check it out. Are y'all ready?
I'm good.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. I like how they put the HBO Max logo in the corner. Y'all hear the music?
Yeah.
Nice hat. Your reputation precedes you. At the end, it's got to go. Bam, 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 bam. Pew, 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 pew. Dude, if you snuck this on me, I might think it was a real trailer.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's doing a good job. Like, this ain't even the real trailer, and I'm excited to see it.
I know.
Is that when it comes out?
The trailer or the movie?
The real one.
I think it does come out in April.
Hell yeah, dude. It's about time for a goddamn trailer then.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's coming out then where's the sauce?
Where the sauce at, bro?
All right, you gotta be careful, because if you're not careful, you'll get lost in the sauce.
This is a Sam Neill comedy, so I'm interested.
It's gonna be funny. They're gonna put out a trailer, and you guys are gonna like, where's the sauce at? And they're like, we put it in the bag. Check the bag.
It's like, nah, the sauce.
You brought it back, dude. Sam Neill. We'll see
He's
him doing
not
too many
busy.
comedies.
Yeah. This is like Rams.
Yeah.
It's not dinosaurs this time, it's Rams.
Oh, okay. Because
You
Mother
know.
Nature always finds a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Aren't y'all ready? Put it in the bag. In the
Yeah.
bag.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play. I think I've ever seen him do a comedy. You look pissed? Is that what he said? No, you're the best. Oh, it's a show ram. It is a good looking ram. Damn. Oh, they're brothers. And he's got the best RAM. He's like, I can't believe he's fucking cunt beat me at my own game.
Jesus.
Fucking Cockney.
What? This took a serious turn.
Yeah.
They got Mad Cow. This is not a comedy. I mean, there's some funny moments here, but
Where there's a wolf, there's a way.
yeah. Got him in his house. Rams. Who writes a movie like this? Who sits down? They had to have, like, you know what I mean? Had to be connected to it somewhere in their life where maybe they had a grandfather that was doing like the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, who sits down there like, all right, here's what I'm thinking.
Ram.
Yeah. All right, listen to me. Listen to me. And they're like, Dodge Ram? No. Ram.
Ramrod.
Yeah. Ram pageants. Guy's got the best ram. His brother's got one too. His brother wins. Breaks out in a ram pandemic. A ramdemic? Yes.
Reading my mind over here.
Creepy. Stop it, you fuck.
Rammstein. I mean.
All right, we got one more trailer?
Yes. Lapis lazuli. Oh.
Sci-fi mystery movie.
Lapsus. Because these dumbasses gonna lapse this up.
Yeah.
I love these comments. Nice. 36 minutes and 14 seconds. Banana emoji, banana emoji, banana emoji,
Yeah.
banana emoji.
It's like the trailer's not that long.
Very happy.
That's a bot. And then
Hearty
us.
eye. Kissy face.
Yeah.
Heart, heart, heart,
Little heart. Big heart. I like the first one with the banana.
Ready when you are.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. The coveted crying monkey. Don't plug that up. He runs into somebody. They're like, "You plugged it up, didn't you?"
Welcome to the Nether. Please be careful. I do it with one more big score, man.
So he's out here running cable. He's gonna run into something. It's not safe. I'm kind of interested in it.
Yeah.
It looks
Quirky.
looks like it's in the same vein as like movies like Prospect and stuff. Very low budget.
Yeah.
But they're really tossing out some big ideas.
See, he's destroying those things so they can't beat him.
I would like to give that one a go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't look bad.
Just because it's vague enough not to be written off, but the whole idea that someone's on a journey, there's a task, like a movie where right from the get-go they're like, this dude's doing something, and you're just like suddenly plugged into it.
Yeah. He's like, I'll do it for a little while, make a little money. He's like, is this safe? And they're like, oh yeah. And there's warning signs out there that are like strong magnetic field warning. Is this safe? Totally. That's why we're fucking peasants to fucking run
and
cables.
Robot dogs.
Yeah. I bet that might be out. I got it bookmarked. I'm gonna look into it.
Word.
We're watching Wonder Woman next week, right?
I mean, I think y'all really don't want to.
Huh?
I mean, I think y'all really low key don't want to, and that's cool if we don't.
No, I mean, I want to watch it so we can make fun of it.
We're at the part where we talk about what we're watching next week. That's why I brought it up. Sorry, Trev. I mean, no, dude, I already put the work in. It's there. We gotta watch it. Like,
you're like, God damn it, we're doing this. Yeah. Like,
I spent the bandwidth on it, bro.
I do want to watch it so we can make fun of it.
We gotta see. We gotta answer. We gotta watch it.
If there's people online that are like, this movie is fucking awful, and they're people that I've never spoke to about my own personal feelings of Wonder Woman, then that makes me so excited to watch this movie now.
It seems that the universe has skewed their way into your perception of the Wonder Woman franchise, or ours. I'm not just gonna pin it all on you. We were cruel to the Wonder Woman film.
No, we were correct to the Wonder Woman. We didn't fucking sugarcoat it and baby it like every other dumb fuck whenever you go look at fucking Rotten Tomatoes or fucking IMDb or any of that shit.
I think that had a lot to do, though, with like, we had all these super, hero movies coming out. And wasn't Wonder Woman like the first chick movie? It's a chick, and didn't that come out before? Yeah. And you know what I mean? Do you know where I'm going with this without going there? Because I don't really want to go there. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So everyone was just like, yeah, good job.
Give it to me.
Yeah, it was good. Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah.
All right. Well, that's awesome. We're gonna make another one. And now this time they're like, we praised you on the first one, but
yeah.
Yeah,
but the thing is we looked at it purely from an actual film.
Just as a movie.
Yeah. And realized the amount, because think about it. If I want to watch any film from any genre with a strong female lead, there's an option out there. Yeah. I mean, there's already an option, and there's been an option in the past.
Mm-hmm.
That's like saying that fucking Black Panther was the first black superhero film. I was just like, are you fucking stupid?
Yeah. Anybody seen Blade?
Like, yeah. Do you want me to write you a goddamn list of fucking black superhero films that's came out like within the past 20 years?
I think what they were going for here, well, like movies with women in it. There's been movies before. I think this was like just since the whole boom of the comic book movie, since Iron Man came out, they were like, here's what I want to say, guys. I got a little bit of Native American in me. Where's my? Did y'all see John Carter?
I mean,
when's it gonna be our time?
I don't know, man.
Red man, why is your face so red?
I don't know, man. But I mean, I'm actually interested in watching it so I can just shit all over it. So,
like I said earlier, I just want to see how, like, what's the plot behind the Chris Pine thing?
Right.
I do want to know that.
Which is, respectable.
I guess.
Dude, guess who is in WandaVision?
Who?
Kat Dennings.
No.
Yes. I'm so fucking excited to watch this.
Doesn't that come out like next week or? It's soon,
uh,
right?
January the 15th.
Oh.
Yeah. So it'll be it's about 2 weeks from this Friday. We'll start that.
Yeah, that's right.
So
We're gonna be starting that soon.
I haven't watched it yet. I know that Adam's told me good things. Have you watched The Stand, Trav?
Mm-hmm.
How is it?
I'm doing the Italian like, mwah.
Yeah. Fucking mint.
Yeah, dude.
It's a go. I haven't seen the second episode yet, which I just was reminded about it last night. I'm like, oh yeah. And so that's gonna happen soon. But yeah, dude. They're doing it right. So far so good.
Well,
Is it?
They're doing a great job of just telling the story everyone knows, but with enough of a visual change that it's fresh.
Cool, like it's updated.
Yeah.
It's now. I mean, dude, when it starts, man, you know, there's this, you know, you watched The Stand, you saw the TV. I mean, you know what happens. So when it starts out, it's like, you know, the whole like, you know, people getting sick and shit, you know, start dying. And it's like, damn, what a time for this to come out.
Right.
They do a lot of homage in that first episode.
Oh yeah.
To the shots from the TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not just the fact that that's what the scene requires because of where it's being reflected by the book. Like, yeah, we're talking down to like everything looks almost the same as they filmed it, just with more money and a better budget.
Yeah, and then now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's 2 episodes. Like I said, I haven't seen that second one. They're around an hour. At least that first one was. Travis, the second one like an hour and 45 minutes, something like that. Okay, so yeah. And it went quick, man. Like when it went off, I was just like, damn.
That's that
more of that.
I agree, Adam. When the second episode, when episode 2 went off, because I didn't think much of it with the first, because I was like, man, most pilots are typically either a super episode or you know, they usually kind of give a little But when the second episode was finished, so much stuff happened, and it was in such a good. The pacing is so well done. There's none of those moments where it's 2 characters and they may, you know, kind of in the same vein as like the Walking Dead's format, where occasionally there might be 2 characters that you don't give 2 fucks about talking about some plot point with their arc.
Yeah,
and it don't matter, and you're kind of bored. They're doing a good job of keeping everyone's aspect of the story in The Stand interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The pacing was really good.
Yeah, I may give that a go tomorrow and give those first 2 episodes a watch. Yeah, I may see if Marina will check them out.
Hey, she'll like it.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. Dude. All right.
It ain't like, and you know, like, because right now, like, it ain't too far out there.
Yeah.
They're just trickling in, like, this is happening. You're meeting the people.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she'll like
it. Out of all this, I've been very impressed at Whoopi Goldberg playing Mother Abigail.
Yeah. And I wasn't really too happy about that when I heard it, but I was just like, okay. Kind of fits her.
Well, never mind Whoopi Goldberg, the person.
Yeah.
But just genuinely as an actress, I guess it's just because I've always seen Goldberg in more comedy style.
Sister Act, Eddie.
That's what I know her from.
Yeah.
So seeing her play a very serious role in a way, like with Abigail, particularly a spiritual leader type role, it's kind of off-putting at first, but she's killing it, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone is. James Marsden.
That's the dude from
he's killing it
Sonic
as
movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's good.
All the main characters that have all been cast, they're all nailing their respected characters.
First episode, he runs into Simmons.
Well, I think one of the reasons I think this adaptation is doing so well, or for me, is that I feel like they finally figured out, at least in long format, they figured out how to adapt King.
Mm-hmm. They got this formula.
They're slowly figuring out the secret recipe to bring Stephen King from the book to the screen. And when they're in the process of doing that, I hate that they used properties, Dark Tower, to try to experiment with it, and because there's going to be a lot of failures with them trying to get this shit figured out.
Dark Tower should have been a show.
In hindsight, Adam, I wish they just wouldn't have adapted the damn thing at all.
Well, but if they would have done a show, man, they'd have had more time and.
Well, absolutely, man. It would have been a better effort.
Problem there with it's like, we can't
that show's
just only got so much money.
Yeah, because I mean, Stephen King, whether it's a one and done book or it's an ongoing series like The Tower, King, if you can bear through his slow bits in his novels, you realize that there's just a large fucking scope to what to whatever given narrative he's created.
Right.
And there's always so much, because the one thing that he uses in just about every one of his books for the most part is it's always a group of people against an insurmountable odd. But yeah, they're figuring out the secret sauce, and I'm glad the stand's been good so far, and I feel like it's going to continue to stay that way.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna check it out for sure. What do you think, just off of what you saw already, because they've been talking about for a while rebooting the Dark Tower stuff as a series, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Josh Boone's take on the stand,
which is this guy.
How would you feel if they brought him in as
love it,
the kind of the beacon?
Well, he's the guy that's really good at taking a book and putting it on the screen. He met with King. Remember, we listened to that podcast when he was on fucking Smodcast?
Yeah,
and that was years ago. When we heard that, we were so excited for his vision of the stand. Like, they were going to do these movies and this. Shit's changed since then. But just because it's a show, though, the budget is still there. Like, it looks.
There's a shot in episode 2, man. There's a shot in episode 2 where you guys know the classic scene that gets brought up in the books as well as in the original movie, that long ass strip of highway leading off to the Kansas skyline, and you see the city all fucked up and the roads littered with cars. Well, they kind of do that, but they do it to New York. Or whichever town they're in. I can't remember at the moment. But you see, like, the bridges, the city, overpasses, all the fucking metropolitan area, and it's just clogged with fucking shit, dude. It's everywhere. Yeah, and it's just this crazy ass back pan to just give you the breadth of how much shit has hit the fan.
Wow.
And I think whoever, be it Josh Boone or any other kind of director for that matter, whenever a group of people can finally go hard on making some Dark Tower and kind of,
I think it'll happen.
Either what they need to understand, do not explain the fucking world to us and then lead us through it. Let us as the audience put 2 and 2 together through the fucking adventure.
Show it to us.
Like, because that's what the movie tried to do a lot. It would be like, you got to do this, 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 and this was created by that, and blah 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 blah. And then it's like, no, man, like it's you could apply the same
kind of failed us.
You could apply the same world building tactics to stuff like the Dark Crystal, Star Wars, all that stuff. You could apply every bit of that to the Dark Tower, and you would be able to come out with a way better product in terms of like a visual adaptation.
Well, like the movie we just watched, every now and then they'd lay out a little bit for you, but you just had to go with it.
Yeah,
you just had to watch it, man. Just watch. It'll explain itself.
If you're someone that has to know what's happening before you see it, these are the kind of stories they're not going to resonate with you. The person's not going to fucking like them. But I mean, I don't know. I won't sit and go too. I went ad nauseum about the Dark Tower on this podcast. There's hours logged, episodes done. Like
maybe if this guy, I mean, and already, dude, that first episode was great. Like after that, I was like, I'm in. You know, you got me. Subscribe. Maybe if it, things are great, then they might let him get a hold of it. And King gave him his blessings on this stuff. Yeah. When he laid out the plan, told him he had to go meet with King, and he laid everything out. He's like, and this guy grew up huge Stephen King fan. Like he's like, that's the reason I do what I do. Stephen King's that's his everything. So you want someone like that, and not fucking Ryan. You don't want fucking Opie making a fucking Dark Tower movie. You want this guy making it, because he fucking, he was standing in line getting the books and waiting for it to come out, and
he's an actual fan.
A fan. And that was his dream, was to get to do some Stephen King stuff. Like, he did that one movie. What was that? The Faults in Our Stars or something, which was a smash hit. Not my kind of movie. Smash hit. It was a book that was put on the screen, so he did that. Made a bunch of money, got a name for himself.
It was a faithful adaptation of the book.
Yeah, everyone loved it.
Yeah,
it likes movies like that. So
it would be cool if they found a way to do all these different King properties, but just kind of coalesce into the Dark Tower story.
What they should do is let this guy be what's the dude at Marvel?
Feige.
They should let him be the Feige of all the King universe for the shows and stuff, and let him, because you need that. You need that guy that's no, you can't do that because that's not what would happen. You're fucking up. You got to do it like this. You're gonna piss people off.
It would just be cool to have it would be cool to have a shot where Randall Flagg's doing his thing. He's sitting there contemplating his evil mechanisms in play and everything, and then he's talking to Renfield, the guy he busts out of jail in the stand. He's talking to him, or he does some shit, and one thing or another, he's like, well, I need you to go do this. He's like, I need to go. I'll be back soon. I've got to go deal with a traveler somewhere. You know what I mean? Like something that hints to Roland's quest to the tower. Like he's got to go fuck with Roland for a minute. I'll be right back.
Him will be back.
Because in a way, that's Walter O'Dim's entire fucking character. It's like he shows up in Eyes of the Dragon. Like that's Walter. That's the fundamentally awesome thing that I love about a lot of King's stories and how it coalesces into the tower, because that's who Randall Flagg is. For those who haven't heard it for the umpteenth million time, most of the main bad guys in King books with the RF initials, they're all fucking Martin Broadcloak / Walter O'Dim from the Dark Tower.
Yeah.
Like he's just a fucking sorcerer from another dimension.
But yeah, man, if you check them out and you like it and you get into the other one, we do a little talkie about it next week. Or
yeah, man,
it's worth talking about.
Right. I'm definitely going to give it a go.
Like, even though we've seen this story before.
It's updated. It's a different person's interpretation.
Yeah. Moon, but yeah, it's updated, dude. And it's its own thing. It is like, and you kind of already know like what's to come, but they put some new shit in. There's like new to look because I'm like, oh, that's new. That wasn't in the damn, Okay, I see you. But yeah, next week Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
2-hour rant.
Get ready for the Thunderdome.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
we're gonna
great.
question our morals next week.
Griff's gonna be fresh out of his quarantine, and he's gonna be ready to sink them teeth into something.
We'll hit you with that Griff riff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, guys, that's it. Is that you guys good?
Good.
I mean,
Be safe and have a happy New Year.
Happy New Year. That's right.
That's right.
A New Year episode.
Shit. Yeah. Have a wonderful New Year. And next week, if anybody comes in with some what are they called?
Negative shit.
No.
Oh.
What you plan on doing every year?
That New Year's resolution?
Yeah, the resolution.
Fuck that.
Yeah. You ain't coming in with no New Year's resolution?
Nah, dude. Because it never fucking works.
Shit. I'm already making one.
It never works, though. Just do what you want to do, man. You don't have to make a resolution. Just do it.
It's the unspoken resolution that everyone has.
But I will say this.
Wish a motherfucker would.
I'm glad. Oh, fuck around and see what happens. You might get hit with a fucking iced tea. I'm glad that in a fucking day or so, that this fucking year, 2020, is behind us.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Avita Zing.
Big on.
Yeah.
Big on.
I'm not even mad about it.
Yeah, no.
Because usually, every year it's like, man, it's another year. I'm getting older. It's not like, no, fuck this year. Let's go.
Yeah.
They're like, we got to hit the thing. We got to invert, go back in time. I'm like, well, I'm not going anywhere near 2020, dude.
Yeah. Can we Control Alt delete that shit out of the fucking?
I was saying that to people. I was like, here's what we should do. New Year's Eve, ball drops, 2020, all over again. We get a redo because we fucking lost a year, man.
Okay.
We lost a year.
I would gladly go back and take my birthday back and everything.
Because everybody's birthday was fucked. Everything was.
Yeah.
All the holidays. Hell, all of your holidays here recently were fucked. Like.
Yeah, dude, it's been bad.
You didn't even get to have a Christmas.
No. I missed every Christmas, everything. I started getting sick.
At least you got to help them pick out the tree.
Yeah, that's true.
That was right before it, and at least you didn't miss that tradition.
Yeah, thank God. So,
but yeah,
that's
it. Keep it real.
See you in the next year.